Kylie Jean here with FreeSpace Social, and today we have Carroll with Dad Talk. Eric, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you talk about a very important issue that we're facing for multi-generations now here in America, and it's a lot of homes that are without fathers. Have you seen an effect on that in the family nucleus?
We've seen it in so many different ways. The fatherless issue, it affects teen pregnancy, juvenile rates, mass shootings. The list goes on and on and on. It's one of the biggest common denominators.
So we here at FreeSpace Social we want to provide platforms for people to have conversations and build communities, and we're finding that it's so important to be that support system with families. Where have you guys even seen fatherlessness being translated on social media?
Not many places, to be honest with you. You know, that's why we've tried to bring awareness to the issue. It's really hard. Society is not very sympathetic to men's issues. I think there is some change right now. The Johnny Depp case really brought a lot of awareness, even though that wasn't a child custody battle. It was very similar to how fathers are treated inside a family court. Especially right now, if somebody makes an allegation against you, there doesn't have to be any evidence. They just have to make an allegation. And somebody can make an allegation that can completely ruin your life. If you can prove that they were lying, guess what happens? Nothing.
Nothing.
That's dangerous. And even if they can prove that it was an allegation, they go the rest of their lives with this stigma that they was accused of this right here. And it makes it really hard for men to feel safe to speak up and to get out there and organize, and we've got to change that.
So how are you specifically changing that?
So we went last year to 43 different states. We attended every political conference similar to CPAC, Turning Point, Freedom Fest, any place that we could go to provide that message and let people know. You hear a lot of people talking about fatherlessness, especially on the media, but they don't tell you what's causing fatherlessness,
Absolutely.
Right? And so when you don't speak about what's causing it, it makes people automatically assume, well, I guess dads just don't want to be in their kids' lives. They're abandoning them. Couldn't be further from the truth. Family court is a $60 billion a year industry. There's more money that passes through family court than any other court out there. It did not become that way because dads aren't fighting for their kids. Unfortunately, here in the state of Texas, 93% of the time that dad does fight, he ends up without custody of his kids. The national average is 82.5. So what's going on? When half of your legislation are attorneys, makes it a little hard. I believe they know what's going on.
So how do you specifically encourage the average everyday American who, they are completely unaware of this issue? And it's a big issue. We're seeing that how it's affected even what's happening in the conversations with the school classroom, down to behavioral in kids and drug use. So how are you able to encourage the average everyday American to find out more information on this and be equipped to approach the topic well?
You got to search it, and sometimes you got to search very hard because it's just not out there for everybody to see. We try to provide awareness as good as we can. I think stories are really good. You tell people statistics, and for somebody that hasn't been through the system, sometimes they don't get it. But when they hear a story of what one of these parents went through, I just got back from Texas a couple of weeks ago. Right here, there was a father whose son was dying of cancer, 14 years old, had 2 to 3 weeks left to live. The courts was keeping him away from seeing his son that's dying of cancer and mom because it fell under her vacation time with custody. Those 2 to 3 weeks went largely without, that kid went without his dad during that time. And I don't know anybody that's got a heart that would look at that and say there's anything right to that. But that's kind of the way it's going. There is so much that's going on. I'm seeing parents that are getting killed. I'm seeing kids that are getting killed because of this. The murders at custody exchanges is becoming a new big thing. And why the media doesn't cover it, why the legislation isn't tackling it, I do have a clue. It's money. It is a very big money racket, and I can think of so many other ways I'd rather make money than this.
Follow the money trail. It always reveals what's at the foundation of everything.
That's it.
All right, so where can people find Dad Talks?
So we're on Facebook, Instagram. Right now they got us censored, so I can't even do my show. 600,000 followers that can't even access our content. And the louder we get, seems like the more they try to censor us. But we're also on YouTube, Clout Hub. You know, I might have to check out FreeSpace, True Social. You search us up, you'll probably find it.
Absolutely. We here at FreeSpace just support everything that you guys stand for, and we really appreciate that you're standing up for fathers and men's issues and how that overflows into the family unit.
Absolutely.
Family's so important. It's been the backbone of building this nation, and we want to make sure that we can be able to do our part and inform the people well. So thank you so much for your time today, Eric. It's just been such a joy. And make sure that you guys go find Dad Talks, and make sure you look them up here on FreeSpace Social.
Thank you.